interesting storm to watch this late in the season.
Interesting patterns for
Very
it.
interesting patterns. We have the 10th hurricane of the season, the 19th named storms with Sandy and Tony. That now ties us for third place, all-time history.
Wow.
It ties us for third place with the last 2 years as well. 3 years in a row now, we've hit 19 named storms. It's been very active. And here's an up-close and personal look at Sandy. Hurricane Sandy now passing Jamaica. Still heavy rains, but now northwest winds across the island. Now headed toward Cuba, which is right about the sea of Cuba. That's where the coast is. And that eye will make a direct impact there before crossing into the Bahamas. Here's the latest information. 90-mile-an-hour storm, so a strong Cat 1 storm moving north at 13, 85 miles southwest of Guantanamo, Cuba, and continuing to move in that direction. Let's give you the track. Here's 2 o'clock in the morning making landfall in Cuba, 2 o'clock in the afternoon into the Bahamas. Friday afternoon, 2 o'clock, a minimal hurricane just off the Florida coast. Tropical storm warnings here. Those may be elevated to hurricane warnings. Then back to a tropical storm as she passes Savannah. This is on Saturday. Sunday, Monday, the storm starts to curve back to the northwest. That's the big fear, the perfect storm fear that we might get out of Sandy. We'll know that later in the weekend. There are the tropical storm warnings and watches extending all the way up to Florida. Don't be surprised if those get extended with the high winds all the way up to Georgia. In fact, here's what to expect. Seas up to 19 feet both Friday and Saturday, so I wouldn't be out in the open waters. Strong swells and heavy surfs, 5 to 6 feet on the breaking waves on our shores, which makes for the big beach erosion, and very high tides both Friday and Saturday, sunrise and sunset. Because as our area of high pressure, which has been our friend for the last almost 10 days, as that moves off to the northeast, here comes Sandy paralleling the Florida coast, because this trough is going to push her away. And as she gets pushed away, eventually she'll become baroclinic, go back to the trough, and that's when she becomes the big storm for the northeast. Our bottom line is maybe a couple of coastal showers, but a wind event. Here's Friday evening, 6 p.m. All the rains stay offshore, and at this point, even stay away from Jacksonville for the Georgia-Florida football game. We'll watch that carefully as well. As our deep area of dry air gets pushed farther to the north, look at the corals that are all the moisture that's available for Sandy. The heaviest amount of the precipitation should be offshore and stay away from us. Our next tide goes right now, low tide. High tide at 5:11 in the morning. Our sunrise first thing in the morning. You will see the sunrise. Moderate risk of rip currents, small craft advisories, east winds at 20 to 25 knots for Thursday. Look at winds 30 to 40 knots expected on Friday. This is going to be a wind event. 63 tonight, not worrying about any winds tonight. Patchy fog late, no problems there. Tomorrow 83, a 20% chance of a midday shower, coastal shower, no big deal. 64 then tomorrow night. Windy 81 on Friday, 30% chance of overnight showers Friday night into Saturday, 76. And then Sandy's pulling some of the coldest air of the season down into the country. We're going to get a glancing blow of that with 60s, even 40s for overnight lows expected toward the end of the 7-day forecast. So look at that again. 63 tonight, 83 tomorrow with a chance of a midday shower. Friday, Saturday should be the sandy, windy days. Follow us on Twitter, Big John Weather. We'll keep you updated.
Thanks, John.
Well,